The NFL wildcard weekend is here, and we're going to go through every game. And then we'll see what happens after that. All right, so 6 games this weekend, 2 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and 1 Monday night. Gotta love it. All right, so, on Tuesday I kind of just gave a quick preview. We're going to go a little deeper here. The first game is Seattle and San Francisco. As we know, they're both NFC West rivals. Seattle is definitely not in the same class as the 49ers by any means. I mean, granted, Geno's played the best football of his career. He did throw for almost 4,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. Definitely the best stats of his career by far. Metcalf went over 1,000 yards when we didn't see that happening at the beginning of the year. Kenneth Walker has definitely been a huge bright spot for them at the running back position. I mean, he went over 1,000 yards on the ground. He was definitely a surge after Rashard Penny got hurt early on in the year. So, yeah, Seattle has definitely exceeded all expectations this year. None of us thought they would make the playoffs or have a winning record or anything like this. We expected them to be, a top 5 pick for the draft within their own draft pick, not anyone else's. But, yeah, here they are playing in the middle of January on the road in San Francisco. That's an accomplishment within itself. I mean, they also needed help, and the Lions gave it to them by beating Green Bay. So, yeah, Seattle is a feel-good story. Pete Carroll looks like a genius out here. He saw something, I guess, in Russell Wilson that a lot of people didn't see and shipped him off, and Russell had a bad year, and, Geno said they wrote him off. He didn't even respond to that, so here we are. But that's where it probably ends. Because by far the San Francisco 49ers are superior. The only position they're probably not superior in is quarterback. But I'll definitely take my chances with Mr. Brock Purdy. He's been playing pretty good in my opinion. He's been doing what was necessary. He doesn't play outside of himself. He's the ultimate game manager. I mean, the Shanahan system fits that quite well. Because I'll say it before and I'll say it again. The sum of the parts around that man will carry him. And that's what's happening. The defense is elite. The offensive talent is by far superior than you can put them up with the best. It ranks right there. When you have a running back that can play wide receiver, when you have a wide receiver that can play running back, when you have a tight end that's just ferocious, when you have a head coach that's been there before, when you have an elite pass rush, an elite linebacker, and a pretty good secondary, it's a wonderful feeling. And that's what the Niners have. The spread is up to 10. The only thing I can give Seattle at this point is the fact that they played the Niners twice. They know their opponent. But, yeah, I don't expect any much after that. I really don't. So this can be over quick. But nevertheless, I expect the 49ers to thump them and keep it moving. Boy, oh boy. And that's just the first game. Now, the second game is a little interesting to me. Because you have the Chargers flying across country to go to Jacksonville to play the Jags. Now, Justin Herbert is a very talented young man. Heard comparisons to Dan Marino. I mean, since his rookie year, he came on the scene and just, showed people what he can do. And they knew right away that he was the guy. I mean, rightfully so. The man threw over 4,700 yards, 25 touchdowns. Now, he did have 10 picks. So the touchdown to interception ratio is about 2.5, and you kind of wanted a little bit better than that. But nevertheless, Austin Eckler has the most touchdowns in the league with 18. He's been sensational. He's been the most consistent player on their team. Now, the thing is, the wide receivers, because a lot of them have been banged up. Now, I don't know what Brandon Staley, the head coach, was thinking in Week 18, playing their starters like that in a meaningless game, knowing that half the roster is fragile and frail and just not built. They're not durable. But you had them out there anyway. We're not going to act like Keenan Allen missed half the year or Mike Williams missed half the year. But they had him out there anyway. I don't get it. But I knew one thing. If they travel across country and lose to the Jags, it's a pretty good chance that Brandon Staley does not have a head coaching job anymore. That's the rumors, and I kind of believe those rumors too. Especially when you got the likes of Sean Payton out there who preferably wants the job that he's currently holding on to right now. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. As far as Jacksonville, I mean, Trevor Lawrence has turned the corner in the middle of this year and is looking every bit of that number 1 draft pick. The man threw over 4,100 yards, 25 passing touchdowns, 8 interceptions. See, that's a 3-to-1 ratio that a lot of teams want. Herbert doesn't have that this year. ETN went over 1,100 grams on the ground, over 1,100 yards on the ground. Sorry. Christian Kirk had 1,100 yards in the air. Defense has played well enough in the second half of the year. This is very interesting. I think the Chargers are actually favored in this game. I kind of like the Jags. It's the head coaching for me. It's the coach. I'll take Doug Peterson any day of the week over Brandon Staley. I would. Doug Peterson has sense. And all not to mention the fact that he won Super Bowl about 5-6 years ago too. Just saying. So yeah, I'm definitely rolling with the Jags on that one. Chargers are a more talented team. Jags are a more well-coached team. That's how that plays out. All right, on Sunday we have 3 games. And a couple of them, if teams were healthy, it'd be a lot better matchup than what we're about to see, honestly. So the first game is the Miami Dolphins. South Beach are taking their talents up to upstate New York and play the Buffalo Bills. See, the problem is Tua's already ruled out, and rightfully so. And, someone asked me, is his career done? I mean, it's a possibility. But knowing the competitor in Tua, I don't think it's done. He's going to continue to try to play as much as he can. But at a certain point, you just have to listen to your body. And the only person that knows Tua's body is Tua. So if he wants to continue to play, if he feels like he's up to it, if his body's responding like, I can still do this, then okay. But if he feels otherwise, then okay. Either way, it's up to him. And no one would be upset if he decided to call it a career at this point, based on what we've went through this year. So with that being said, I don't believe Teddy Bridgewater's playing either. So we, firing up rookie Skylar Thompson once again to go against that vicious Buffalo Bills defense. Not a good look. Tyreek Hill, tweaked his ankle last week as well. Jalen Waddle took a couple of, interesting shots. This team is banged up on offense. And then not to mention their defense, hasn't been the greatest. And going against that Buffalo Bills defense, the Buffalo Bills offense, On ESPN, they said that the Dolphins has less than a 4% chance of winning this game. And I believe that. There's going to be a beatdown. I don't even have to go through who the Bills have on their team, how good they are. We know how good they are. The Bills are primed and ready to go to the Super Bowl. The Bills has a lot of emotion on their side, knowing that their boy and America's little brother, DeMar Hamlin, not only he, was able to leave Cincinnati and go to Buffalo to their hospital, but yesterday he was released from the Buffalo hospital and actually went home. So they have all the positive emotions on their side too. So, I expect this game to be a no contest by the end of the first quarter. If not the first quarter, first half, it's a wrap. See, if Tua was playing and was 100% healthy, this would be a different story. Like the Miami Dolphins with a healthy Tua and everybody healthy, that's a scary team. I don't think anybody wants to play the Miami Dolphins when they're fully healthy, but they're not. They're not even close. They don't even have the backups in there. They have the backups starting. The backups backup. Third string. Rookie. 7th round draft pick. You was almost Brock Purdy, a.k.a. Mr. Irrelevant, who was the last pick of the draft. That's who you starting. I don't know, man. The guy has mobility. Maybe he can scramble for a lot of plays. Maybe he could turn into Justin Fields out there. Who knows? But nevertheless, Buffalo is winning this game by a landslide. So that's that. Now, to me, this is probably the most interesting and intriguing game on Sunday. You got the New York Football Giants taking their talents to the Purple City, the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, Minnesota, to play the Vikings. I've been saying it all year. Minnesota is the worst, whatever team I've ever seen. Prior to last week, they were the worst 12-win team I've seen, and now this week they're the worst 13-win team I've ever seen. So Minnesota, this year have won games they normally would lose in the past. And so I give them credit for that. They have. The fact that a lot of people, including myself, are non-believers, because the majority of their wins have been, eked out, just squeaked by, it was not impressive. Matter of fact, to my understanding, the Giants did play the Vikings earlier this year. And they only won, and this was a couple of weeks ago, they only beat them because the kicker for the Vikings hit a 61-yard field goal at the end of the game. 61 yards. I don't think that's happening again at all. So I actually like the Giants to win this game. A couple of reasons. One, I take Brian Dable over Kevin O'Connell. I would. Dable's been there before. Dable's a better coach. For anybody to turn Daniel Jones to what he is today, is obviously a better coach. Kirk Cousins has been Kirk Cousins for years. Kirk Cousins has been Kirk Cousins since Kirk Cousins. That's Mr. Empty Calories. Daniel Jones actually has some quality calories for your diet. Daniel Jones has been playing exceptional. Daniel Jones has turned into a dual threat quarterback. Saquon Barkley has been sensational this year and healthy, over 1,300 yards on the ground. And yeah, their pass catchers are nowhere near the pass catching talent of the Vikings, but they've been doing good enough. The Giants' defense is actually pretty good. Their pass rush is actually pretty good. Now, Giants do blitz a lot, and Kirk Cousins so far this year is actually, especially in the second half of the year, it's actually played against the blitz really well, so that can be a determining factor in this game. And on the side of the ball, we know that Justin Jefferson is elite, arguably the best receiver this year. He deserves that title. Dalvin Cook has been Dalvin Cook. I mean, hasn't been the explosive Dalvin Cook. Hasn't been too shabby either. It's just something about this Vikings team I just don't like. And that's not even a bias in me being a Bears fan. They just not real to me. But neither here nor there. But either way, I got the Giants winning this game. I think they get their revenge from a couple weeks ago. Knowing darn well he's not going to hit another 61-yard kick to win the game again like he did. So yeah, I personally like the Giants. If anything, I like them covering the spread. So, and then the last game on Sunday, it's probably gonna be another blowout. It's the Ravens and the Bengals. Now, Lamar Jackson is probably not playing. He hasn't played in November? Since November? You know, speculation is people think he's not playing because he won his contract. But, you know, John Harbaugh came out the other day and said the man is hurt. So there's a difference between a player being hurt and a player being injured. No, I mean, Harbaugh came out and said the man is injured. So you can play hurt, can't play injured. That's what it is. If Lamar knee was responding the way it should be, then he probably would have played a couple weeks ago. But I guess it's not. He hasn't practiced in forever. And I think, especially this time of year, he would want to play because he knows the only thing that's really a knock on his resume so far is the lack of postseason production. Like, he did get the first win of his postseason career, I believe, last year. But other than that, yeah, the Ravens will have sensational seasons and not, do anything in the playoffs. So for Baltimore to go into the jungle in Cincinnati without Lamar, if Huntley's starting, you're screwed. If they have backup starting, who started week 18, if he plays, they're screwed. This is a no contest to me. Yeah, I understand they're division rivals, but Ravens do not have enough. Even when Lamar was in there, their offense was not enough. Outside the first month of the year, back in September, outside of that, Ravens have not looked the same at all. The only bright spot has been J.K. Dobbins coming back. And yeah, he looks healthy and explosive, but other than that, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So Cincinnati winning that game. And then lastly, Monday night, got the Cowboys taking their talents to the Bay. But we talking about Tampa Bay here. Going against Tom Brady. Now, to me, Dak probably has the most pressure on him as far as the quarterback in these playoffs right now. It's definitely not Tom Brady. Oh, Mr. Seven Rings. I mean, what pressure's on him? None. He done this before. Dak has thrown an interception in 7 straight games, if I'm not mistaken. 15 interceptions on the year. And not to mention, Dak missed like a month. Tony Pollard has been a bright spot for them. CeeDee Lamb as well. Michael Parsons. It's like this team, on paper, is very talented. But yet, I'm sitting here scratching my head because you end up losing to the Commanders. You played your starters. Commanders started Sam Howell, rookie. I don't understand that one. And yeah, I get it, that game would have been meaningless to them anyway because the Eagles won, but I don't know. And it's something is telling me that the Bucs are not going to be one and done in these playoffs. They may go to the second round to get pounced, but I know the Cowboys have played really well and have looked like the better team all year. But it's something I'm having a hard time betting against Tom Brady in this particular matchup. Especially since I believe the Buccaneers played the Cowboys beginning of the year. They did. The Buccaneers won 19-3. I just don't trust Dallas. I don't. And so I'm gonna pick the Bucs, and I'm gonna pick the Bucs, and I think that's considered an upset, if I'm not mistaken. But nevertheless, this wild card weekend is going to be very interesting. I can't wait to see how it unfolds. So continue to rock with your boy right here on No Offense Network and No Offense Radio. Check me out on social media at JGoodWithSports. We're talking about Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. All right, so I will be on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast Saturday with my bros Brandon and Ian, as we hit on a lot of things in the sports world, including Chicago-based sports. And there's no more Destination Fantasy podcast. Our season finale was last Sunday. So yeah, we're done for the foreseeable future. We might have a couple of shows here and there throughout the off season, but yeah, we are done until the summer. So yeah, that's about it. So you all, let's finish this week strong. Get back to the money. You all be safe, be blessed. Until next time, peace.